Okay, I have got the thing up here now ready to take the engine stand off, and I gotta do a couple of things on the back. I gotta put a couple of freeze plugs in, and then I've got to check my torque converter and put my torque disc on, and we'll be back with you shortly. Okay, we got the engine stand off of it now and got the freeze plugs installed, one in the water jacket and the other one over the cam. Freeze plug I put in there is one that I had put in the side and drove it in too deep. Took it back out and I went to town, bought me a new one, and went to put it in the hole, and the thing pushed in with my fingers. This says it's a 2-inch plug, and that's what's supposed to be in it, but it was made in China. And I was afraid it might pop back out, so I pushed it on in, got it out, and the old plug fit a whole lot tighter than it did. Plus I put it in with Permatex. The old aviator Permatex, will glue it in there. So, got to get my plate now, my flex plate, and get them put on, and measure the hole in the end of the crankshaft to see how it fits the torque converter. Be back with you shortly. Okay. Got this Chinese-made HEI distributor for this thing. I bought it first time I put this motor together. I needed a distributor, and I could buy this cheaper than I could buy the regular distributor for the motor. And electronic ignition, then you had to have an external box and coil for it to run. With this HEI, that's one thing I can say GM did pretty good. Made a whole complete unit together, and all you gotta do is hook up a 12-volt wire to it and it'll run. I'm putting balance this cam lube on this gear, because this gear runs against the cam, and I want to give it every chance I can for it to break in good. That's about it on the cam lube. I've got the motor sitting on top dead center, and the number one plug, and what I need to do now is figure out roughly where I want to do this. Alright, this little notch right here is where the number one plug connects to the distributor cap. So we put the rotor pointing at that, and we need to turn this thing about like that, I think. See what happens when we go in there. Nope. Back her up. Okay, that's how I want it, but we're not seated into the oil pump yet. So, need to turn the oil pump a little more. still ain't got the oil pump like I want it. There we go. But we ain't got it where we want it, because if I'm off, I'll go up and hit the block like that. So I need to bag it up a two. There we go. Now I got room enough to adjust, plenty of room on the timing. I'm engaged with the oil pump and ready to go there. Alright. Let me get the hose down. This distributor has been run for 3 years. I don't know how many thousand miles it is, but the biggest problem we got with it is the fact that the rotor is showing a little wear. Way back yonder when GM first came out with these distributors, cars would be going along and all of a sudden they'd quit. Or sometimes they wouldn't start, and no telling how many of these rotor buttons I put on in the past. They would right in there, right there, they would create a burn mark, which is, I don't know whether you can see it there or not, but there's one started on this one. And it'll burn through and ground out to the shaft and kill one deader than 4 o'clock. So I'm going to put a new rotor button in it. I don't know how it's going to work. Chinese distributor with a made in Mexico rotor button. Already giving problems, don't want to start. There we go. Another little tip there, if you need a 1/4 inch nut driver real fast and you got a flip-flop screwdriver, you pull a little bit out of the end, you got a 1/4 inch nut driver. And then you pull it out the other end, Right there is 5/16 nut driver. Okay, be back with you shortly. Okay, what we got here is a Harbor Freight digital torque adapter that you use any kind of ratchet and socket with it. And I bought one, the first one I bought. I tried it on the head when I was putting it on, and every time I'd torque one bolt with it, it would come on low battery. I put a new battery in it and still did the same thing, never would work right. This one here, I tried it. I torqued down the bolts on that flex plate to 30 foot-pounds, and it calls for 105. So I'll get it turned on here, and that's 250. That's a little bit too much. We'll take it down to 105, and it lights up. If you're lucky enough to have it turned the right way, you can see the light, but it also beeps. And if it's not too loud, you can hear it beep. But, I wanted to put that distributor in before I did this, because this is going to turn this motor some. Matter of fact, it's going to turn it too much. "45 foot-pounds is turning the motor." So I'm going to have to do something different. Be back with you shortly. Okay, I got the pull handle and the socket wedged against the water pump up there, holding the crank from turning. I don't know whether you can hear that or not, but it's working like it's supposed to. Okay. That's supposed to have them all. Yeah. Okay. Well pleased with the thing. Now, first time I wasn't there a bit happy with it. Well, I'm going to turn you off, talk to you in a little bit.